What's going on, guys? This is Bradley alongside Zach, and you're listening to the Charm City Sideline podcast. It is Thursday night, and we are previewing the Texans Ravens matchup. You guys are new to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. We do 3 episodes a week all season, and a lot of episodes in the off season as well. Help us get to 1,000 subs. That is sort of our goal.
Please
hit that soon. And we also have channel memberships if you guys want to, support us. $2.99 a month. Weird glitch we found. They're $2.99 on a computer, $3.99 on your phone. So
yeah, I don't know.
if you want to join our channel as a member, do it on your computer. It's $2.99.
If you want to save a buck, yeah.
We didn't do that. We don't know why YouTube's glitching, but just wanted to let you know. But yeah, Zach, 1-3 Texans, 1-3 Ravens. This game was a lot more exciting a month ago. A lot more exciting when the schedule came out. But what are your thoughts going into this one, man?
You can call it exciting a month ago, but I still think if you're a Ravens fan, you were assuming this was a chalk it up win because of how badly the Ravens do. I'm not going to say own, but they do dominate the Texans as of recent. Like, I think we'll get into the matchup history, but it's been a long time since they have won against the Ravens. And also, like, the Texans haven't looked great through the first couple of weeks. The only issue is the Ravens just have about an injury report of 15 players. Come on. I mean, this is just, it's getting annoying now. Like, you see Hamilton on there now. Oh my gosh, we'll get into it. Come on.
Yeah. So it just sucks. Obviously the position that the Ravens are in right now. And, doing a preview feels kind of weird, especially with Lamar probably not playing, but we're obviously going to dive into the game just as much as we always would for the diehards out there who are interested in this game. It's going to be exciting to watch. Like, what is it going to look like without Roquan, without Marlon? Are these young players going to step up? It's going to be fun. In terms of the Houston Texans, obviously the 1-3 start, disappointing for them. I felt like a lot of people had them winning their division, and the Jags right now sitting at 3-1. So, yeah. I completely forgot already. Colts 3-1 as well.
Either one.
So it's looking tough for them right now in terms of everything they've done this offseason. Derek Stingley was extended, obviously one of the best corners in the league. Jalen Petrie was also extended, one of the best slots in the league. And then kind of a curious move, they traded Laramie Tunsil to the Commanders, Pro Bowl left tackle, when their O-line was already bad. They acquired Christian Kirk from the Jags. They signed Sheldon Rankins, defensive tackle, signed our guy, Ronald Darby, to play some corner for them. Then in the draft, they didn't have a first-round pick, but they took Jaden Higgins at 34, wide receiver from Iowa State, big, tall guy. And then Ariante Ursary out of Minnesota, also in the second round. He's been their starting left tackle. And then Jalen Knoll, so both Iowa State receivers they took on day 2. And then also Woody Marks, 4th round from USC. Big fantasy waiver wire guy right now. And we're obviously going to talk about him later. Matchup history between these two teams. Ravens, dominated the Texans 31-2 on Christmas, a pretty funny score. We were confident in the Ravens in that game looking back on it, but we didn't think they were going to win 31-2. Obviously, that was the Beyonce halftime show.
Heck yeah.
2024 divisional round, Ravens won 34-10. That game looked a little fishy in the first half, but Ravens ended up dominating it. Then 2023, week 1, they blew out the Texans. And 2020 was the last time the Texans have scored an offensive touchdown against the Ravens. Crazy stat, knowing that they've played 3 times since then. And then the last time the Texans beat the Ravens was in 2012. 13 years ago, back when J.J. Watt was suiting up for them. Any thoughts or memories on the Ravens-Texans past matchup, Zach?
I miss watching J.J. Watt. Maybe not against the Ravens, but dang, that's a blast from the past there. Man, it's just kind of how confident the Ravens are, and the Ravens fans, I guess, too, against the Texans right now. Like I said, we would have expected this to be chalk it up, we own the Texans kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like, Cooper Rush is out there. It's rush hour. So I don't know if you're feeling that way, like where it's like the Texans, we have a chance. But a lot of people, I would say even myself, would say that this is the game between the next two that Lamar is most likely out for that you have a chance of winning. Like, that's not maybe like less than 10%. So like the Rams, we're going to chalk it up. But right now, this is the one that I believe the coaching staff too would think, let's put our best foot forward. Like a lot of the guys missing too. So even then, I always remember a good old Beyonce halftime show. My guy Post Malone showing up in there. I was pumped.
Oh, he
I was
did.
pumped.
He did.
Yeah.
Still warm weather. Global warming taking full effect here. Going to be in the high 70s. Maybe could reach 80 on Sunday. Going to be sunny as well. Texans are favored by 2.5. Unless I hallucinated it, I think the Ravens opened at 9.5 before they knew Lamar was injured. Like, I think even before the Chiefs game or sometime on Sunday, it was 9.5. So Lamar Jackson's worth 11 points in the minds of Vegas, which is pretty crazy. And then the over under 40.5, very low over under. I saw Trevor Sycamore of PFF talking about this game could be, 2.5 hours long. Both these teams just running the ball, not much offense possibly. Injuries. Texans really have one injury. It's defensive tackle Folorunso Fatukasi. He does have a sack and a half this year and 8 tackles, so it is something. Obviously, nothing compared to what the Ravens are dealing with. Derek Stingley, Danico Autry, Jalen Reed, and Nico Collins are all limited. They probably will all play. Zach, do you want to do the honors of walking us through the Ravens injury report?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, this is a list. This is no longer, I think someone called it a CVS receipt. I love that.
Yeah.
This is just a Thursday. I'm just going to list you Thursdays. So did not practice.
Yeah.
We have Chidobe Awuzie, Kyle Hamilton, Lamar Jackson, Marlon Humphrey, Pat Ricard, Roquan Smith. Did not practice. Honestly, not really any surprises there. Maybe Awuzie.
Hamilton getting injured on Wednesday.
Hamilton. Yes, that is the big scare. So going from limited to no practice kind of sucks. Then you go to limited. First time seeing Emory Jones appear really anywhere with the Ravens so far this season.
Yeah.
Travis Jones limited. That's a good sign. Odafe Owe because of, I believe, an eye injury. Just throw anyone on the freaking injury list. And then Ronnie Stanley limited. Tez Walker and Nate Wiggins on there as well. Full practice was Linderbaum, Brent Urban, and Kyle Van Noy. So you can expect Kyle Van Noy to return from his injury as well.
Yeah, I guess you could expect Van Noy to play, Brent Urban to play, Linderbaum to play. And then these limited guys, you would hope, especially Tez and Nate Wiggins going from a DNP to a limited is a good sign. I think most of the guys that are practicing in sort of any capacity this week will probably go. But still a lot of injuries. And obviously your star quarterback is most likely not going to be playing. So report from Josina Anderson earlier that most likely is going to be out. Lamar most likely will be out until the Bears game after the bye. So that's sort of what we thought from the start. There was some conflicting reports a little bit, but whatever. That's kind of what we thought this whole time. Okay. Getting into the X's and the O's, Zach. Texans offense versus Ravens defense is where we will start. What are you looking at first here?
Well, you can list the obvious names, right? CJ Stroud. He hasn't succeeded a ton against us. But in other kind of stories, like you mentioned, Woody Marks is there, who had just a baller of a game and top fantasy football pickup this week. And I mean, you have to talk a lot about the Ravens defense. Going back to the Q&A a couple days ago, the only way that you can, do something against this team is if the Ravens defense is the reason you win. Like, sorry, Cooper Rush. Pumped for you. Pumped to see you Sunday. But, like, there is no chance that he's going to go out there and be this 4 touchdown, 2 or 3 field goals. There's not going to be more than maybe 4 scoring drives. I mean, let's be honest. So the defense needs to pick up slack or give the offense a good position to go score. So the defense is my big circle. Like names like that you mentioned for injury wise, if you get a Van Noy back, I think that helps. Hopefully Owe goes. I know it's an eye thing, but like everything like that, you want everyone that is supposed to be contributing to be a part of this team because I'm sure with Harbaugh on the hot seat, he has lit a fire under Zach Orr in the defense. I loved Zach Orr's press conference today.
Yeah.
He talked about how Chuck Pagano had been like someone he's leaning on right now. And for all the Ravens fans that were saying, hey, get rid of Zach Orr, let's shove Pagano in there. I will reiterate that both of us do think that Pagano doesn't want to be the DC, even if Orr was fired, but he's there. And for Orr to have another senior kind of guy in the room, and this is another team that the Ravens kind of own. If it is last year, 31-2 under a Zach Orr defense, he knows what to do, but he did have kind of a full roster. So we're going to have to look at a bunch of young guys. My big circle as an X factor for the Ravens would be like TJ Tampa or a Starks to kind of show up and make a big play or two. So, I don't know. There's a lot more stats there too, though.
Yeah. Houston's offense in the first 4 games of this season, 9 points, 19 points, 10 points, and 26 points against the maybe worst team in the league in the Tennessee Titans. CJ Stroud really had his first good game of the year last week against Tennessee, 22 of 28, 233, 2 touchdowns, and a 125 passer rating. He had been under 100. In terms of passer rating, the other 3 games, I think 2 times he was under like 70. So he had been struggling, obviously got it together last week against a bad defense. Woody Marks, we mentioned, outsnapped Nick Chubb 38-6 last week. So he's really like their number 1 guy right now. In my fantasy league, he was picked up the week before by someone. So that was very
not in your league, but I did do it in a different league.
Yeah, that was very disappointing. Because I don't have any running backs. So Woody Marks has given the Texans a lot of explosion out of the backfield. You know, Nick Chubb obviously is an older guy, also dealing with, some recovering from a lot of injuries in the past that he has gotten through. I don't know if you remember, Zach, but week 1 against the Bills, Chris Collinsworth was talking about James Cook and Derrick Henry both being in the top 3 or 4 in the NFL in terms of miles per hour at the line of scrimmage when they get handoffs. And Woody Marks is up there with them, 10.97 miles per hour at the line of scrimmage, which is 4th in the NFL. Nick Chubb is at 8.6. So very large difference there in terms of the explosiveness and the speed you're getting out of the backfield. Marks had 21 catches, 119, and 2 touchdowns. How do you think the Ravens defense might game plan against him in the receiving game and the rushing game?
Yeah, Marks is like, we didn't really find him at all during our kind of draft process because well, obviously the Ravens not really needing a running back. But
yeah, that is true.
We were even talking about maybe a potential first round guy, but Marks was never honestly totally under the radar. So hats off to him.
Yeah,
he would definitely be their X factor for me. Like that's an easy one to circle. Their running game had been what Texans fans are apparently banging a very large drum for, given Mixon's injury and him not being available. So any help was good help. Chubb was very mediocre. Last week, though, going into the 4th quarter, it was 6-0 Texans. They scored 20 points in the 4th. Like, the Ravens can get an early score or 2 and play the Ravens football we've all been hoping for, where you get up early and say, Derrick Henry, here you go, buddy, and take over the game. It could be a large carry game. But going back to the defense, Houston last week was 6 of 15 on 3rd downs, with most of them coming in the 4th quarter, and they won 26-0. Like another kind of like Ravens held the Chiefs, I believe, to 5 of 15. I just had it open. 5 of 15 on 3rd down efficiency, but 4 of 4 on 4th. Like the Texans are a young team, and they are scrapping for a win, just like we are. They're gonna go for it on 4th down if it's close. But the Ravens need to prioritize going back to this, not necessarily a bend don't break kind of thing, but like a really reinforce the idea that you need to make crucial short stops on 1st and 2nd down. Like that has been the total game plan for the Lions. Like if we had stopped Jameer in the first half, when it got to the second half, David Montgomery became the absolute cut up. So when it gets to the Chiefs, I believe they were held to 3.7 yards per carry, down from 4.9 that the Ravens are allowing so far this year. Like, there are signs that it's getting better, and you even were missing a few crucial guys that you're getting back.
Yeah.
But, like, you would hope that they keep that going with the Texans O-line being as, a little up in the air as they are. So I really hope the line of scrimmage is dominated. Like, this is a chance. The Texans are a good team, a well-coached team at least, that can win when it goes to the trenches on this side of the ball too. But this is the one opportunity you're going to get. You're probably not going to get it against the Rams, but you need to get home to the quarterback. Stroud gets sacked a lot too. Like, we need to see the big numbers from this defense. If it is 2+ sacks, if it is at least 1 turnover, have the defense give this team a chance for probably the first time all year. Like, that's all we're asking for.
Yeah. I think everyone in the league, not in the league, but like all analysts would agree that the Texans have the worst offensive line in the NFL. From left to right, Ariante Ursary, Laken Tomlinson, Jake Andrews, Ed Ingram, Titus Howard. So really not much there. I think Ursary could end up being a good player. He's a very talented guy, but not a very good O-line right now for Houston. So, in terms of the Ravens, obviously you got to take advantage of that. And then forcing a turnover, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that the last time the Ravens have forced a turnover against a team not named the Cleveland Browns was on Christmas Day last year against the Texans. Kyle Hamilton.
I didn't know that. Crap.
CJ Stroud. And Stroud does have 3 interceptions this year too, so he has been turning the ball over a little bit. Do you have anything else on the Ravens defense? If not, I can give out my X factors.
Sure. Like, I don't want to steal a potential X factor for you here, but there's 2 names I'm circling, at least offensively. They're probably one of them. One being Nico Collins, just because if there's anyone to destroy the Ravens, it's going to be Nico. I love Nate Wiggins. I love Awuzie. Hopefully he goes. But Nico Collins is a different breed of a receiver, and that's really the only guy that Stroud has to break open this game. So besides him, I'd look towards like Dalton Schultz. Schultz has had kind of success against the Ravens, and I think that stopping him with the lack of experience you have in the middle of the field now is a big deal. That's a big one to watch.
Especially if Hamilton can't go.
Yeah.
Schultz could be tough.
I haven't even considered that. Correct.
Yeah, my X factor is Nico Collins. 18 receptions for 260 yards, 14 yards a catch this year. Obviously, this year included the past 3 years. He's been dominant. I think he had like over 900 yards in 10 games last year before he had the hammy injury. Like, he was well on his way to like a 1,800 yard season and got injured. Big X receiver. Ravens might struggle with him, especially if, Marlon's not an outside corner anyway, but like Awuzie doesn't seem like he's going to play. It might just be Wiggins out there and TJ Tampa, which that could actually help, being a bigger guy. And then we'll see how Jair fares in this one if he ends up going. Then for the Ravens, I think the inside linebackers are really important in this one. I just said inside linebackers because we don't really know who's going to play, because you have Trent Simpson, Teddy Buchanan, Jake Hummel, and Jay Higgins. Like, I think any combination of the 4 of those guys could play, obviously with Roquan most likely being out, and obviously massive in stopping the run and defending the pass. So I'd be interested. I kind of want to see Jay Higgins play. Like, I want to see what he can do. At the same time, I do think it would be very interesting to see, Simpson and Buchanan next to each other for a full game.
True.
Honestly, any combination of these guys that ends up playing, I think, is exciting to see how they look.
Could you imagine that 2 of those 3 guys look pretty good on Sunday, and then the team decides to be this kind of selling, maybe a move for Roquan? I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe that's another name to throw out. If that's a big circle for the inside linebackers to be good.
Yeah, definitely. We talked a little bit about in our Q&A episode if the Ravens could be sellers at the deadline. And I think whether these guys are good or not, Roquan could be someone where if the Ravens are, 4 games under 500 still in November. They might, whether it's an OA or Roquan, we could see them possibly trading them away. Do you want to flip the side here?
Yeah, Ravens offense versus Texans defense. There's, again, a lot of stats to look at. Last week, sure, the Justice Hill touchdown at the very end kind of skewers the stats a little bit, but the Ravens had almost 10 yards a carry. Like, this might fall on Monken. This might fall on Harbaugh. Maybe it's the both of them. But the game plan of getting away from the rushing game completely, when Henry's going for almost 5 yards a carry, Hill was making, as you saw at the end, the most of his touches. I think he had about 50 yards receiving too. Like, there was so many positives with the running backs to say that neglected them? Like, we went away from them. This is another opportunity to dominate it. The offensive line has to prove something this time too. Like, I know the Texans defensive line is really good, but they better have, again, a fire under their butt, knowing that all of you guys, the O-line has been so thrown under the bus as well by all the fans, that if you can prove that you can hold up the line of scrimmage just for a little bit, Cooper Rush is not going to be given these really complex downfield kind of stuff that Lamar would be. It's going to be quick game. It's going to be, let's hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. Like, just figure out plays to churn. And like you said from way before, I watched that same video from the PFF guys talking about, this might be the quickest game of the week. Pretty easily, you could bet that. So I think they can honestly dominate it. Like, there's a chance of it, but you're going to need to see someone like Zay, someone like Bateman or Mark, maybe Likely if he gets open. Like, you're going to need to see the Ravens' weapons as well be the crucial big playmakers. Like, we're going to talk about the rush game, but the receivers need to make the most of their opportunities when you have Cooper Rush just probably getting it to you in most cases in a pass that you're going to get inside, 10 yards within the pass. Like, it is going to be such a
low depth of target.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, great stat there. Like, Rush is not going to be airing this ball out under any circumstances. So anything we do is going to be a long drive, like you were saying. So I'm hoping someone like Zay, that was getting force fed by the end of the game by Rush, would go out there and prove number one wide receiver ability. And I'd say that's my X factor for the Ravens offensively.
Yeah, the Ravens, we better not see them lining up in shotgun, throwing the ball down the field early in this one. The Texans defense is very, very, very good. They're a lot better against the pass, though. In terms of EPA per play, they're 4th against the pass. They're only 22nd against the run. They're bottom half of the league against the run through 4 weeks. So, let's get the run game going. Under center, 12 personnel. Isaiah Likely's back. Like, let's run the ball, man. Derrick Henry had, you mentioned obviously the stats being skewed a little bit because of Justice Hill's 70-something yard run. But still, Derrick Henry had 8 carries for 53 yards.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a 32-yard run in there, right? It was all pretty efficient. Dan Orlovsky posted a TikTok today of him talking about the Ravens offense. And he was shocked saying this, and I was shocked hearing it. On 1st and 2nd down this year, the Ravens have ran the ball with their running backs the least amount in the NFL, 32nd through 4 weeks. I'll say that again. On 1st and 2nd down, the Ravens have ran the ball the least amount in the NFL. Yes, with running backs, because obviously you have Lamar scrambles. So that's not okay. Like, that is an insane stat. Like,
gross.
I know. So run the ball, please. Like, I don't know, man. I had this thought about, like, could we see the Ravens run the ball more in this one, even when it's not working? Like, and that ends up helping them out, like, because maybe one does end up popping in the end of the 3rd quarter or something like that. I mean, guys, think about all the times we played the Titans. And I'd say besides the one when we beat them in the wild card round, where we kind of stuffed Derrick Henry every single attempt.
Once.
There's like 4 or 5 plays in a row sometimes where he would get stuffed against us, and then he randomly breaks a 37-yarder, and you're just cooked. Like, Cooper Rush or not Cooper Rush, I'm just talking about the season as a whole right now. Like, you just got to run him more, even when it's not working, because he pops some of them. The second he pops one, it changes everything. So I was just wondering if they stick to that more in this game and it ends up, a light bulb flashes in their head throughout the rest of the season. You got any thoughts on Houston's defense?
Yeah, the big conversation is with their D-line. Sheldon Rankins acquired, and then Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. That should be nightmare fuel for the Ravens O-line.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush. I believe they played, or at least Rush played the Texans. It might have been last year. Saw his passing chart. It was good. It wasn't like great. You knew that he was like, I think maybe 20 incompletions. Like it was a ton. So he was airing it out. It was with the Cowboys too. They didn't really have a run game. This is different. Like, I think Texans fans are going to be a little amped up, hoping that they get a turnover or two out of us, which very well could happen. I think they're the 3rd overall team in scoring defense. Like, that is an incredible stat. It's a scary stat, knowing how much our offense is going to need points and how much points our defense lets up. So let's take care of the football again. If you can run it with Derrick Henry, do it. The most attempts for Derrick Henry last year was against the Houston Texans in that 31-2 game. He owns the Texans. His whole career he has. Yeah. Like, I know the O-line's banged up, but you have to prove it at some point. This would be an incredible get-back game in the rushing department, the O-line department, the offense, the team department, to go and beat a Texans defense at the line of scrimmage. I said it last on the other side too, but on this side, it's just as important in winning this game. And I can't ignore that D-line for them. It is elite. I don't know the sack numbers, to be honest with you, but
I got them.
Like, it is, 2 premier guys on the edge. It might be the best in the NFL.
Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson have a combined 7 sacks through 4 games.
Oh, great. 7.
Yeah. This defense is really good, guys. It was really good last year. It was talked up in the offseason. It's really good again. Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter is probably the best edge pair in the league. I would say their inside linebackers are decent. Henry To'oTo'o and Azeez El-Shaair. And then a great secondary too. Stingley. I think Stingley's the second best corner in the league behind Patrick Surtain.
Wow.
Kamari Lassiter is really good. Their other outside corner, Jalen Petrie, one of the best nickels in the league. And then they have 2 good safeties. And, Kalen Bullock's really good. And then MJ Stewart is a solid player too. Like, I'd say the only, and I don't even know if you'd call it a weakness, but their interior D-line doesn't live up to the rest of the defense. Like, they're not bad players in Sheldon Rankins and Tim Settle. But they are 22nd in terms of EPA per play against the run this year, like I mentioned. So Rankins and Settle are my X factors for the Texans defense. One more stat on their pass rush. They're 10th in sacks with 11, so it's not like a crazy high pass rush. Lions are second, by the way, with 14 sacks, but 7 were against Baltimore. So the Texans don't have the luxury yet of having played Baltimore already. So having 11 sacks is a lot right now. So
another note was that I think Mina Kimes pointed it out. The Texans are planning for their defense to go into games with on the other side being a quarterback that is a statue. Sadly, that is what Cooper Rush is. So when they faced a Lamar, when they faced a Kyler in the past, they've played really good against the Texans and dominated their defense because it's just not ready for it. Rush is who they have been preparing for all season. Like, it's a different conversation with him too. I think Ryan's even mentioned that they'd been preparing for Lamar.
He did.
Like,
He said they're preparing as if Lamar's starting, which kind of makes sense because Lamar is a great passer and can also run. So, like, preparing for Lamar is just preparing for Cooper Rush. But if Cooper
without the
Rush can run,
legs.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Maybe I guess that can be brought in the conversation with how Harbaugh keeps mentioning like Tyler Huntley's doing great right now. Like he's looking good, he's feeling good. And it's like I don't think anyone was expecting him to play. I think Rebrick said that, or no one even questioned him that he was playing. And then Harbaugh's answering as if Snoop is gonna see the field a couple times. I would be very open to seeing him, not on a drive, but come in for an option play here and there. Like
Mhm.
I think someone mentioned that the option plays for the Ravens haven't really been a thing since week 1 with the Bills. Let Snoop go out there and confuse him a little bit and
Yeah.
give us a big gain and get the offense off to a hot start maybe for a drive where we need it.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Huntley will maybe come in for a couple of third and shorts or maybe fourth and short, similar what the Steelers did with Justin Fields last year. Um, and then my X factor for the Ravens is just Andrew Voorhees and Daniel Falele. Like, they just need to play better. Like, there's not really anything else to say. I know Rosengarten hasn't been great. I know Linderbaum hasn't been great. Ronnie was limited today, Thursday, so we'll see if he can go. But if not, you're gonna have no Boom at left tackle. Like, you could just say the whole O line is an X factor. But
Yeah.
if Voorhees and Falele can do a good job blocking
Even one of
in
them.
in the run game, and Derrick Henry could get going, the Ravens could score some points in this one. If the Ravens can't run the ball, they're gonna score like 6 points. So that's where I'm at with this one. And then in terms of running the ball, like, just run duo, halfback dive, inside zone. Like, do not run counter or like draws from under center. Like, just get down the field, Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah. I just hope that they incorporate, all of the running backs. I'm not a big advocate for, Rasheen Ali, but I want Keaton Mitchell and Justice to get a couple of carries. Like I just want to see if Hill's going to make the most of an opportunity like that at the end of the game. That's the attitude we want right now. Like no one on this team right now is saying that we're going to play it until the last minute, especially the defense, I'd say. I hope they take a little inspiration from a guy putting his full heart out there on a play that it didn't even matter. Just showing that we're the Ravens and you can still be successful. Like Henry's probably going to I wouldn't expect some big long Derrick Henry run at any point this game. I think they're just going to pack the box. Cooper Rush beat us, buddy.
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah.
I hope that it is this churn kind of opportunities for Henry, but I hope that they can confuse him whenever a Justice Hill or Keaton Mitchell walks out there now that they have to play, given all the inactive players are taken up by injured players. So I just hope that the running backs can make the most of their chances. They're going to get the ball a lot. Rush is going to dink it down to him too, like in check downs. Hill usually makes the most of passing opportunities whenever
Mhm.
he'll take a check down an easy 16 yards sometimes and be like, and we'll be like, yes, we'll be fired up watching him. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to see someone like Ali or Keaton Mitchell get a chance finally
Yeah.
in rushing the ball.
Completely agree. You ready for score predictions?
I had a score down and I keep changing it, man. I don't think I am ready. Do you have your actual prediction now? Like, do you have an actual score?
So I was gonna write my score down before we recorded, and then I realized, you know what? Maybe for the rest of this year it'll just be fun if I wait to come up with a score until we get to score predictions of our pod. So as I'm thinking on the fly right now, I don't think the Ravens are gonna win with Cooper Rush. I I think the Texans are gonna have more offensive success than the sort of national media is acting like they're going to. I mean, this Ravens defense is like 33rd. You know what I mean? Like, they've been terrible. Um, People are saying the Texans are going to score like 13 points. Like, I don't think I like CJ Stroud and Nico Collins more than that, even though this O line is pretty terrible. So I'll go Texans 24, Ravens 13. I just don't think the Ravens are going to score that much, and I think they're going to have trouble stopping the Texans. They're not going to score like 35, I don't think, but they're going to get in the end zone a couple times for sure.
Last week, seeing Cam Ward have no success, poor guy, and then their team basically implode by the fourth quarter. I just don't think that a Harbaugh team would be built that way. I guess through the first couple weeks, they haven't shown that. But against an opponent that you're probably more confident than they are in a way. Like, you're supposed to be confident against this Texans team. Harbaugh is so snappy in all these press conferences. It makes me want to pick them so bad. Because whenever his chips are all on the table, it feels like he does deliver in a game like that. I just can't pick him. Like, there's just too many holes, like big holes in this team right now. Did you say 14 points for the Ravens? You think it's 2 touchdowns for the Ravens?
24-13.
13, I see. I was trying to be like, I think they'd get like 3 field goals and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I feel like 16 for the Ravens, and I bet like a stupid number, like 22 for the Texans.
Yeah.
I just, even if the Ravens defense plays good, again, I love Cooper Rush, but he's going to give them the ball, or someone's going to cough up the ball, and they're going to be set up at some point. And I think a play like that is the difference. And right now I can't bet on the Ravens defense doing the same. So 22-16, Texans take it. Can't even be a homer enough to pick the Ravens right now. It's dark times. Woo.
The whole Harbaugh thing, like back against the wall that you mentioned, if obviously I wasn't doing the preview with you, but I would have picked the Chiefs to win that game. But I felt like decently confident because of the position that the Ravens are in. Like the situation that they were in last Sunday against the Chiefs with Harbaugh, they almost always win that game. You know what I mean? And it's like if they lose by 2 or 3 or more scores again on Sunday, like that's not going to be a good look. You know what I mean? So, I think even a close loss would be kind of like impressive in my opinion for where the roster is at right now.
Yeah.
Would I be surprised Sunday afternoon if the Ravens win? No, I don't think so. But obviously if I had to put money on it, I'd take the Texans. So, I mean, the Texans haven't been good. They're 1-3. Like they have the same record as the Ravens. They just actually have their quarterback playing on Sunday. So
the Texans to will back when it was only 6-0 and the Titans are one great drive away from tying or winning that game, and the Texans just go full pedal to the metal and take that game away. The Texans, like, they can outlast us. That's a scary thought right now. Like, in a team that has been struggling, I guess both teams have been struggling, but you know the Texans are coming off a win that probably fired them up. They went from close, like super close neck and neck kind of fight, and then all of a sudden knockout. After knockout after knockout. Like, they took it away, and that might be like what I mentioned in the preview with the Chiefs about turning a corner. It could be a corner turn for them. Like, they started off so bad, they finally get a win, and it was as good looking as that. Hats off to them. And they're playing again a team that is so down on their luck with not only injuries, but as in an organization coming off of possibly the most embarrassing loss we've seen at least since 2017. So, I mean, it's impossible to pick the Ravens, I'd say. If you are, you're going off of John Harbaugh, and I think our view of him right now is just lesser than the national media.
Agreed. I don't think I have anything else. If you don't have anything else.
The last thing I'd add, you should join the new Discord. We just made it. We also have a new channel on Instagram. You should join that too. Discord and maybe not the channel, but we'll shout out the channel here soon on Instagram. But down below should be the join link for the Discord, totally free. You come in there, chat with us and all other fans of Ravens, of the podcast. I've been seeing a couple of shout out everyone in the Discord right now, like injury reports. Ooh, I'm like, dang, all right, like we're getting like a full blown like community in there. Oh man, you should join up. It's gonna be fun for the rest of the season too.
For sure, man. Join that. Hit the subscribe button. If you guys are new and liked what you listened to, obviously liking the video on here helps us out a ton. And we will be here.
If you didn't like it, you should still subscribe. If you didn't like what we said the whole time, you should subscribe too. Yeah.
You should still subscribe. We'll try to be better next time.
Yeah.
We'll be back Sunday afternoon reacting to this game no matter what happens, as always. Yep. And yeah, we'll see you guys then. Peace.
Peace.